Emmanuel Navarrate is a world champion, and if he were looking to be the best in the world, he may want to challenge himself by going on and facing another champion, just a slight division above, super featherweight champion Shareable Stevenson. Let's talk about a fight that should be made.
So that'll give him a bit of energy. Yeah. Oh, that's good night. It's all
When a fighter thinks about testing the waters, one of the qualities he must have is ambition, drive, incentive, initiative to go for the gusto. Emmanuel Navarrate has been doing to the featherweights what many smaller weight division champions have done: rule. And that's fine, because most of his opponents are overmatched. He has a ranginess and a size and strength advantage that he enjoys at the weight. And most of the fighters that he's been taking on are of club fighter value. Even Isaac Dogboe was someone he was able to defeat easily. But let's just talk about moving up. What if he were to move up to take on the likes of Shareable Stevenson? The super featherweight champ currently with the record of 18-0 with 9 KOs, coming off great wins over Oscar Valdez and Jamal Herring, Jeremiah Nakatila. Navarrate, who's 36-1 with 30 KOs, is the type of fighter that can really use that type of challenge, and so could Shareable Stevenson. This type of matchup reminds me of matchups from the past, like Alexis Arguello and Aaron Pryor, for example. Now, I'm not saying that either of these guys are those fighters. What I'm trying to say is the significance of challenging oneself against quality opposition. We're learning that Isaac Dogboe is a fighter who is turning a corner now after being one-dimensional, and he is learning how to be more versatile in his offense as well as defense in boxing. But since his 2 back-to-back defeats of Dogboe, Navarrate has gone on a TKO streak and winning streak that has seen him best the likes of fighters that, at the end of the day, they really didn't belong in the ring with him. Even his fight against Eduardo Baez, which was a bit of a challenge at first, but until he adjusted his range and got his timing down, Baez was on his way out as well. Shareable Stevenson could use a fighter like Navarrate and use him in the sense of the benefit of quality opposition. With Navarrate being 27 years old and Shareable being 25, they're right there like Leonard and Hearns were when they faced off for the first time. Quality fighters in the primes of their careers who could do something. And guess what? Because their styles generate inquisition, what is really entertaining is the contrast Shakur being a pretty stellar boxer, and Navarrate being a boxer puncher who does like to slug, who would be able to impose their will on the other? Would it be the type of fight where Shakur may have to find himself digging deep and to fight hard and fight back? Will Navarrate have to get on the back foot and move a little bit? Shakur has something similar that Floyd had in his career, as well as Sweet Pea Whitaker. The connect rate against him when he's fighting his opponents is very low. Fighters are just not hitting him cleanly, but they're also not making him fight the type of fight that some of us would like him to see, because they're not able to challenge him. I believe Navarrate could bring that out of Shakur. They're both 5'7". Navarrate has a 72-inch reach and Shakur has a 68-inch reach. These fighters, with their contrasting styles, would provide one another with the type of challenges that we haven't seen through all of their other opponents. And it's the type of matchup that could bring the audience out. Now, I know that Bob Arum was interested in matching Navarrate against someone else, but right in his stable, in top rank, under that roof and umbrella, he has the makings of a tremendous super fight. These two fighters need each other. They need the competition, they need the notoriety, and the challenge. Arum is smart enough to know how cards are played in boxing. And if he weren't so busy trying to protect certain fighters ethnic-wise, it would behoove him to go ahead and unleash the rings and allow these guys to face one another. I think it's one heck of a matchup. I mean, Shakur Stevenson is the type of fighter who can box. He has tremendous defense, great hand speed. He has pop on his punches as well. Navarrate is an aggressive boxer puncher. He seeks out to destroy. He throws hooks, uppercuts, body punches, the traditional Mexican offensive fighter he happens to be. And he's a spirited guy. Just because he gets rocked, he doesn't turn away and decide not to fight anymore. He will turn it up. And Shakur needs someone to turn it up against him. Oscar Valdez certainly wasn't the guy. Neither was Jamal Herring. So he needs the type of challenge of someone who's not just going to sit idly by and allow him to dictate tempo and pace. And this will be more revealing about each fighter because they haven't had the type of opponent to bring these qualities to task with them. We don't know until a fighter has been put in a certain position how he's going to respond, either positively or negatively, toward being tested, being asked the questions, do you really want this more than the other guy? And I believe that these two men can bring that out of one another. I am not going to say who will have the advantages because there's too many question marks about both men. But I do know that with the talent that he has, Shakur Stevenson needs a fighter like Navarrate more than Navarrate needs Stevenson. And if that be the case, that each guy brings the best out of one another, is that so bad or is that great for the sport? We see these things all the time, and we want to experience the back and forth, the ebb and flow for boxing when it's at the highest level of the sport. Why not give the people what they want? Stop mucking about and make the fights that really are quality fights for the fans and for the fighters themselves. They will look back upon their legacy, what they've created, what they brought to fruition, and enjoy their body of work with no shame. there's nothing wrong with this. And guess what? Lastly, it could be a trilogy. Who knows? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.